currently third-year trans student and an avid disability rights activist, particularly within queer and trans communities. I take whatever mediums I have available to me to advocate for disability rights, particularly this year with my position working for Arthur as court ethics reporter. And I continue to support lobbying initiatives surrounding affordable housing and ODSP cuts, which adversely affects people living with disabilities in Ontario. I also have extensive training and experience facilitating anti-oppression workshops surrounding around ableism. As a trans student with a visible physical disability that affects my mobility, I'm very aware of a lot of barriers and limitations present within our campus and our community. Access is more than ramps and automatic doors. We need to address communication barriers. For example, expanding the note-taking service to cover transcripts on events, such as this one, to be available electronically. Physical barriers, so not only ensuring that new physical buildings meet the current codes as stipulated by the Ontario Disabilities Act, but current structures are reviewed and limitations recognized, and events are held only in buildings and facilities that can physically accommodate all students. I also intend to work towards a campus-wide set-free policy. Technological barriers, as my constituents mentioned, having websites with HTML format available for students using tech software. Systemic barriers also, including policies and practices such as employment that discriminate against people with various disabilities. In 2002, TREC had a committee in place that was put forth an accessibility plan coincided with the ODA. As a concerned disability rights activist, and as well a candidate for Democratic University, I would like to see this committee reinstated to annually assess the accessibility at our university. As Commissioner, I will work closely with the DSO to develop resource packages and facilitate workshops for all campus groups to educate members about the needs of students with various disabilities. With your vote, I will not only work to hold this university accountable to the codes of access, but to increase visibility of issues facing people with physical and learning disabilities. It seems the Disability Commissioner has been umbrellaed under the phrase special interest, and indeed, the position was formally titled Special Needs Commissioner. But I assure you that there's nothing special about it. According to research done by the ODA, within the next decade, 1 in 5 people living in Ontario will have a disability. Currently at TREC, 500 students are registered with the DSO, and knowing that not all students with disabilities are registered, that means that the Disability Commissioner is one person representing over 500 students.
Okay, so questions for Jes? I'm giving point to Sheldon.
Sorry, I forgot that candidates were doing together, so I'm just going to ask the same question that I asked Rob. What will you do to assist cabinets to ensure that their functions are accessible to students with disabilities?
Okay, like I promised with my platform, it would be my position to be a liaison between any campus or even community group that is looking to have accessible functions and through workshops and awareness, and I think that's the best place to start.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, yeah, go ahead please.
Just wondering, how do you intend to work with the university to get the DNA accessible to people who can't walk up all of those stairs to get here?
Could you say that a little bit louder, sorry?
Okay, sorry. I was just wondering how you work with the university to make the DNA building accessible to people who can't get up all the stairs that lead to it and don't have a car to drive them up.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a difficulty. It's something where, because accessibility committees were not in place, it's like an afterthought because the structure has already been built. Now it's like, okay, let's reassess the fact that it's not accessible. So I would do my best to lobby as commissioner to have that building restructured and made more accessible, and to ensure that future new buildings didn't have to go through a rehashing program that is already accessible.
Okay.